NEMA 4X, I65, and I40 are all enclosure ratings that specify the degree of protection provided against environmental factors. A comparison can be made across several key features. Firstly, protection level. NEMA 4X offers liquid-tight sealing. I65 provides liquid resistance against simulated rainfall. I40 provides protection from dust particles larger than 1 mm. Secondly, dust ingress protection. NEMA 4X protects against wind-blown dust, including silica dust. I65 offers partial protection from dust penetration. I40 provides no dust protection. Thirdly, liquid ingress protection. NEMA 4X allows submersion in water up to 6 feet for 30 minutes. I65 protects against water jets from all directions using a 6.3 mm nozzle. I40 protects against harmful ingress of water using a 12.5 mm nozzle. Fourthly, corrosion resistance. NEMA 4X uses corrosion-resistant materials. I65 uses corrosion-resistant materials, but with limitations. I40 provides no corrosion resistance. NEMA 4X offers excellent dust protection, excellent liquid ingress protection, and good corrosion resistance. I65 offers partial dust protection, good liquid ingress protection, and limited corrosion resistance. I40 offers no dust protection, minimal liquid ingress protection, and no corrosion resistance. NEMA 4X is the preferred protection level for outdoor applications where devices will be exposed to harsh elements. I65 is suitable for indoor or outdoor applications where devices will be protected from direct water jets. I40 is not suitable for outdoor applications or applications where devices will be exposed to water or dust. For door-mounted devices, selecting the correct enclosure rating is critical to ensure the longevity and reliability of the components. When evaluating a contractor's proposal to use I65 and I40 door-mounted devices in a NEMA 4X enclosure, careful consideration must be given to the protection requirements of the specific application. Using I40 devices in a NEMA 4X enclosure is not acceptable because I40 devices do not meet the NEMA 4X dust protection requirements. I65 devices may be acceptable if the enclosure provides adequate protection against wind-blown dust. A deeper look into the standards will help in determining the correct uses of the equipment. NEMA, of the National Electrical Manufacturers Association, defines standards for electrical enclosures in North America. These standards outline the level of protection that enclosures provide against various environmental conditions. A NEMA 4X enclosure is designed to protect electrical components from dust, rain, splashing water, hose-directed water, and corrosion. The 4X designation indicates that the enclosure is constructed from corrosion-resistant materials such as stainless steel or certain non-metallic materials, and provides a higher level of protection against corrosion compared to NEMA 4 enclosures. IP, or ingress protection, ratings are defined by the International Electrotechnical Commission, or IC. The IP rating system classifies the degree of protection provided by electrical enclosures against the intrusion of solid objects, dust, and water. An IP rating consists of 2 digits. The first digit indicates the level of protection against solid objects and dust, while the second digit indicates the level of protection against water. An I65 enclosure is dust-tight, meaning it provides complete protection against the ingress of dust. It is also protected against water jets projected from any direction. An I40 enclosure is protected against solid objects larger than 1 mm, but it is not protected against dust or water. The specific requirements for NEMA 4X, I65, and I40 ratings cover a range of environmental factors. NEMA 4X enclosures must meet specific requirements for corrosion resistance. They are tested to ensure that they can withstand exposure to corrosive environments without significant degradation. I65 enclosures are tested to ensure that they can withstand water jets from all directions without allowing water to enter the enclosure and damage the electrical component. I40 enclosures are tested to ensure that they provide protection against solid objects larger than 1 mm. However, they are not tested for dust or water protection. When selecting enclosures for electrical equipment, it is important to consider the environmental conditions in which the equipment will be operating. NEMA 4X enclosures are typically used in outdoor applications where the equipment will be exposed to rain, snow, ice, and corrosion. They are also used in indoor applications where the equipment will be exposed to corrosive chemicals or frequent washdowns. IP65 enclosures are suitable for indoor or outdoor applications where the equipment will be exposed to water jets, such as in food processing plants or car washes. IP40 enclosures are suitable for indoor applications where the equipment will not be exposed to dust or water. The choice of enclosure rating depends on the specific application requirements and the level of protection needed to ensure the safe and reliable operation of electrical equipment. When choosing between NEMA 4X, IP65, and IP40 enclosures, it is essential to consider the following factors. Firstly, the environment in which the enclosure will be used. Secondly, the type of equipment being housed in the enclosure. Thirdly, the level of protection required to ensure the safe and reliable operation of the equipment. The contractor's proposal to use IP65 and IP40 door-mounted devices in a NEMA 4X enclosure raises concerns about the overall protection provided by the system. While the NEMA 4X enclosure provides excellent protection against dust, water, and corrosion, the IP65 and IP40 devices may not offer the same level of protection. This could compromise the integrity of the enclosure system and potentially lead to equipment failure or safety hazards. IP40 devices do not meet the NEMA 4X dust protection requirements, as they are not protected against dust ingress. This means that dust particles could enter the enclosure through the IP40 devices and potentially damage the electrical components inside. IP65 devices offer some protection against water jets, but they may not be sufficient to meet the NEMA 4X water protection requirements, which include protection against hose-directed water. The NEMA 4X rating also implies corrosion resistance, which may not be met by the IP65 or IP40 devices, especially if they are made from materials that are not corrosion resistant. To ensure that the enclosure system provides the required level of protection, it is recommended to use door-mounted devices that meet or exceed the NEMA 4X rating. Alternatively, additional measures can be taken to protect the IP65 and IP40 devices from dust, water, and corrosion, such as using protective covers or applying a corrosion-resistant coating. The use of IP65 and IP40 devices in a NEMA 4X enclosure should be carefully evaluated to ensure that the overall protection of the system is not compromised. The specific application requirements and the environmental conditions in which the equipment will be operating should be taken into consideration when making a decision. It is important to note that NEMA and IP ratings are not directly equivalent, and there is no one-to-one conversion between the two systems. However, a general comparison can be made based on the level of protection provided. NEMA 4X is generally considered to be equivalent to IP66 or IP67, as it provides a similar level of protection against dust, water, and corrosion. IP65 is generally considered to be equivalent to NEMA 4, as it provides protection against water jets. IP40 does not have a direct NEMA equivalent, as it does not provide any protection against dust or water. When selecting enclosures and door-mounted devices, it is important to consult the manufacturer's specifications and test data to ensure that the products meet the required level of protection. It is also important to consider any applicable industry standards or regulations that may apply to the specific application. The choice of enclosure rating and door-mounted devices should be based on a thorough assessment of the environmental conditions and the protection requirements of the electrical equipment. The use of appropriate enclosures and devices can help to ensure the safe and reliable operation of electrical systems and prevent costly equipment failures.